Okay, everybody. Now, I know a lot of you are slightly irritated with the fact that when you have multiple preps, Teams automatically creates a team for each and every individual prep, and that can be kind of overwhelming. And I have, advised some people that if you want just a one-stop shop where you can drop things in for all your students, it's easier to just kind of put it in TSR to create your own team, so that you can send things to the masses without having to do it individually for every single class. However, there are certain advantages to using the specific classes that were created by Skyward versus creating your own. If you look, for example, at my English class, which I created and decided not to use my Skyward teams for that one, if you look at the top, it allows me to post, which I can create links to Microsoft Forms for quizzes and things like that. However, you'll notice there is not an assignment tab up here. It does not allow me to actually give an assignment. Now, obviously, I can post them in the conversations, which makes it super easy. I can add files and say, okay, guys, I want you to do this assignment, and it is due to me by Friday. Here's the link, and students can grab it right here off of the chat box, and then they can submit it back to you. However, if you want students to be able to actually do assignments, you'll notice I have this little button over here. You actually have to go to one of your Skyward teams. And so, for example, I'm going to go to my Learning Strategies team because this one was a Skyward created one. And you'll see that I had actually sent my students a link for, a Scholastic resource that they could use. But now you'll notice I have buttons that were not available before. I have the one here that says upload class materials. I have up at the top a class notebook and assignments. And this is the biggie right here that I really, really love about those tabs. And yes, it does take some time if you have multiple preps and you want to give an assignment. But when you click on it, it allows you to actually give an assignment with a due date that students can turn in directly from Microsoft Teams. This is an amazing feature because once you actually post an assignment, Teams does the rest of the work for you. So you can make it a graded assignment. You can have various drafts of it if you're not sure what you want to do. You simply click the button that says create, and I can determine if I want it to be an assignment or a quiz. What I do also like is if you do from existing, it'll allow you to edit a previous assignment. So for example, if I want to give my students an assignment right now, I can go into title and give it a name. So I'll do journal because this is my Learning Strategies class. Instructions, write a quick journal entry explaining what you have done to stay on top of your studies while at home. And I can say that it is worth 10 points. If I wanted to add a rubric, you could put that in there, which is great for the students to have. I can pick which classes I want to assign it to, and it allows me, you can now see how many classes I actually do have. These are all my different preps. And you can actually assign it to multiple classes, so you don't actually have to click on every single prep. If you have multiple preps that need this, then you literally just click on which ones you want to give it to. You can hand pick which students you want to give it to, and then you can actually put a date and a timestamp on there. So I could say that I would like them to have this done, by the 10th. I'm just putting a random date, by midnight. And then I would click assign. And now that assignment has been posted. So when my students go into their teams, it'll actually show that there's an assignment. It'll allow them to click on it, fill it in. And you'll notice I just got a pop-up that tells me that that went in there. So now I can click on it, and there's my assignment. So I can click on View Assignment, and I can actually see which students have turned it in, which obviously since I just assigned it, it hasn't done anything yet. I can assign grades so that students can see what exactly they received for it. I can still edit the assignment, and I can also look at what the students would see. So right now it says, write a quick journal entry explaining what you have done to stay on top of it. Students then have the ability to actually add their work and submit it from their end, and it will actually give them a little box at the top to submit it, or they can send it back to you in the chat room. It's totally up to you. You can set the status so that it allows them to actually submit the work. You can also give them feedback so that when the students get their grade on their assignment, that they can see exactly why they received that grade. So this is a really great tool for immediate feedback and also to see which of your students are staying active and turning things in on time. There you go.